Hello and welcome back to You Can Gourmet with delicious bean soup. Okay, for this dish you're going to need a pound of Great Northern white beans, and if you're not growing them yourself, I guess the store-bought is fine. And if you don't want to soak them overnight or for 24 hours, I guess the canned stuff will work. Nevertheless, you're going to need a pound of beans, and your bean of choice. It doesn't have to be Great Northern, but the colors may change in your broth. Now, you're going to need that pound of beans, some tomato sauce, a couple of bay leaves, some dried dill, some fresh parsley, a couple of carrots, onions, and salt and pepper to taste. And you shouldn't be hesitant to buy that ugly produce. If it's not part of your final presentation, that less attractive stuff tastes just as good and it shouldn't go to waste. Okay, so I brought my beans up to a boil very slowly. Threw those bay leaves in and let all that work together, and we're going to let that boil until those beans are soft, not to where they fall apart soft, but there's not much resistance to them. And based on your location or altitude, that time may vary, so I'm not even going to bother trying to tell you how long to boil them for. Now that our beans are working away, I've decided to preheat a couple of tablespoons of canola oil. And you can use vegetable oil. Really, you can use whatever oil you'd like. I just prefer something neutral in flavor so my carrots and onions can really stand out in this soup. Give them a fine slice, combine them in a saute pan, they go. Make sure they're evenly coated. We're going to cook them down and really extract those rich, deep flavors from the carrots and onions. Make sure not to burn them. We don't want to take them too far. Remember, we always clean as we go. Give everything a nice wipe down. We're going to salt and pepper to taste. Make sure you give your pepper mill a good shake because some of that steam will stick to the bottom of the pepper mill and causing that freshly ground pepper to stick. You don't want that. Now that we've added our salt and pepper, give everything a nice toss. Adjust your temperature to make sure it's not getting too hot and nothing sticking to the bottom. At this point, you'll notice most of the liquid has evaporated. So that means we're getting very close to adding our tomato sauce. Now that the liquid is all but evaporated, go ahead and introduce the tomato product. Scoop out as much as you can to minimize any waste. Combine it. Make sure that you bring your temperature up on the sauce as well. All of this will get mixed into the pot of beans. And don't forget we have bay leaves in there. Now would be a good time to pull them. If you choose to leave them in, just make sure that you take them out prior to serving anyone. Nobody wants to bite into a bay leaf. I've done it. Not much fun. Okay, now that everything is combined and heated through, taste it. Make sure it doesn't need any additional salt or pepper. If it does, this is the time to add it. When I tasted it for seasoning, I realized I forgot to add some sugar to it. So I had about a half a tablespoon to cut through some of the acidity. Give everything another good mix. Make sure that the sugar is melted and all the flavors are thoroughly incorporated. And now it's ready to be added to the boiling pot of beans. Now that our vegetable and tomato sauce mixture is done, I've decided to take it off the heat and start working with some fresh parsley. I pulled this out of a potted plant that my brother planted for me. Thanks, broski, I appreciate you looking out. Go ahead and get that all nice and cleaned up. Run the knife over it a few times. And remember, when you're using herbs, dry herbs are fine to cook with throughout. They can tolerate heat. Fresh herbs become very bitter and pungent, and they don't taste good at all. So remember, fresh herbs always go in at the end. With our vegetable and tomato sauce mixture done, go ahead and mix it into your pot of beans. And don't let the break in the broth fool you. Once you top it off with your freshly chopped herbs, go ahead and give it all a good mix. And that broth will be consistent throughout. And voila! This is your finished product. Now I can tell you how wonderful it smells and how great it tastes, but until you make it for yourself, you truly won't know. So there you have it. We just gourmeted beans again. If you can believe that. It's healthy, filling, vegetarian friendly, Lent friendly. I hope you give it a shot. Let me know what you think. Give me a like and a subscribe and a thumbs up. All that good stuff. I'm still learning. I hope you try some of these recipes. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you want to see. Take care. Remember to follow me on Instagram. And remember, you can gourmet.